I guess that was my sort of thing that I mentioned.
But if I may, if all of us can take this away, the plans, and think through the utilization. Each one of you was clearly involved in the needs assessment. Does this meet the needs assessment? The answer you were bang on. It provides for a little bit extra. Now, does it mean that little bit extra is not required? And I'm not talking now about the gym. I'm talking about the building in between, right?
Yeah.
Because frankly, that wasn't really identified in the needs assessment, right? But we think it yields value, significant value to the community.
And I have no problems with building this type of stuff, but we need a certain amount of feasible numbers on that, right?
Absolutely.
That's where it comes to. Like for me to even make a decision one way or another, you need to have that.
If I want to summarize then, what you're saying then is one has to determine that gym, operationally speaking, doesn't suit our needs today. A new gym, whether it's a single or a double or whatever it is, will suit our operational feasibility picture better, and the building in between, which is a transition building, will just enable us to move from one phase to the next without interruption of service. That's generally the way I understand it right now, but the only thing I don't understand is about the old gym, and I guess that would have to go into research itself. Is it adequate for running the sports that we have now, or was it built yesterday under yesterday's plans?
Right.
And does it not utilize enough, say, perimeter space?
Yeah.
Does whatever sports that we have in there, is that regulation size, or because of the size that it's built, does it limit us to, say, kindergarten style type of activity, whereby we could actually, if it was built 1 meter bigger, like I know they built a lot of swimming pools, just as a sideline, as an example, they built a lot of swimming pools that were 1 meter short of being regulation size, so they don't utilize them as adequately as they could for a certain caliber of athlete. And had they built that extra meter, they would have had tenfold worth of utilization just because of that. So I think that's what we have to look at with that gym moving forward. The aspect of it being rented out to Calgarians, maybe it falls under that same category. Maybe it's that extra meter that we needed for that place, and makes it just sort of like, why did they do that? Why did they add that extra meter? Like, it was only another $20 a square foot, and we would spend another $1,000 and we would have had a proper gym, or whatever. Okay, so that's a good, I look at it as a good outline for that. That makes sense.
Sorry, Evan, just to piggyback on that. I got to tell you, once again, South Circle, if we can aid Calgarians and get them to pay for something that is going to provide our community something for a long term, why not?
I'm all for that. I'd be the last one to go against that.
It's sacrificing us getting what we wanted now.
Yeah, I mean, one of my big points is, like, I mean, for me, I think we have a responsibility to our community to fulfill the needs first.
Bang on, agreed.
And so that has to be, for me, the number one phases. Now, if we can sell some of it, like one part of it or two parts of the needs assessment first, and then Mooch of Calgary or whatever you want to, then I don't see the issue. But Bear Spot, this is all about Bear Spot, in my opinion.
I agree. And one of the fundamental questions I'm going to pose to all of us on Saturday is, okay, how much money do we have today to go and build anything?
Yeah.
Right? Because it's what comes first, right? If maybe it's not the optimum to Bear Spot, but maybe we can, like you said, mooch off somebody else to get the momentum going, so that then we can raise their money, leverage off of that to build something for ourselves. And we may have to bite out a tongue for 2 to 3 years, but we need to get moving. And until we know how much funding we have, what kind of capacity we have, I don't want to rule out options, because it's like a lot of non-profit organizations that actually have a for-profit arm where they generate revenues here so that they can actually distribute them through another arm. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why I just don't want to rule it out.
No.
I'm not saying that.
And don't hear me like that either. I'm not trying to rule out it. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you my concern. I'm just trying to force that we're going to fulfill our needs assessment first.
Yeah.
There has to be.
Well, the objective is we're doing it for us.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we have to make a design that will, number one, cover the needs, but also encompass the